and actions, so that we may always walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria. Amen. Good afternoon, esteemed colleagues here present. Well, thank you very much. We will start this particular sitting by engaging two of them. The petitioners, Uche Ogu and 9 others, and Akpo Hill, on behalf of Akpo Hills. Where are the Uche Ogu? Please take your seat in the front. The DG, ETA, you grab out of the first seat there, leave it open. You can come and manage it. So when they come to your own petition will follow. So please sit down there. Director, 2 of them sit down there, 4 of you. The two petitioners are 2 respondents. Please go and sit down there. You are the petitioners. Please give enough seat for those who are the petitioners and the respondents. You can exchange seats here. So when you come to the turn, you go to that place. Okay. Thank you once again. I want to appreciate all of you for coming. For the benefit of those who are at home, we will read the synopsis of the petition for people at home. Like I said, my preambles, the coordinator in FCT and then the director of development control, that is the man in charge, is here. And I think they will comply with the directives we give them, so that they can make their sitting, so that can make their sitting legitimate. Then the petitioners and the landlord association, I think they are sitting. I mean, whether you are sitting or you are standing, you are within this hall. So the petition, I will just read the synopsis of the petition. The petition was laid on behalf of Senate President on 28 March 2023. Uche Ogu and 9 others, on behalf of Akpo Hills Landlords and Residents Association, against the Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, for illegally threatening to demolish their properties at Akpo Hills, that is Akpo Tafi. They said that the land at Akpo Hills, that is Akpo Tafi district, was legally acquired by them through Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC. They require that the Senate should look into the matter and prevail on the Minister of FCT to stop the planned demolition. Thank you, the man has not demolished. Like I said, the director, the medical control, you are a good man. You must demonstrate to us that you are a good man. Because the indigenous of the Senate, the man in my right hand, when he gives advice in the Senate, everybody bow. He's a ranking, super ranking legislator. He has been re-elected over and over and over and over and over. Until now he became tired, saying he's not coming again. And I know by the grace of God, the government that is coming will look for a way to put him to be of value addition to the Nigeria. We call him the manager of the Senate. He said, "You are a good man." Today we will know the result of whether you are a good man or you're not. So on that note, we'll call on the petitioner to just lay their petitions, to just read, brief 2 minutes. We have the details already, and the details have also been sent to the government in power. And now the director of criminal control is on seat. So before we do that, the clerk will administer oath for all of you, so that whatever you say in this one will be the truth and nothing but the truth before God Almighty. So please administer the oath for them. You don't prepare to go around.
Do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this distinguished committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Now we give the floor to the petitioner to tell the Nigeria what to go to the Senate. Your petition in brief terms. We have the full details already, and the full details has already been sent to the respondent. So you don't need to start reading your petition. So 2 minutes, you have the floor. Your name, and then you start.
Distinguished senators and the honorable.
It's not alright. We are distinguished.
Distinguished senators, my director, and everyone present here today. I welcome you all. My name is Mr. Lucky Okuoke. I am representing the entire Apo Hill Landlord and Resident Association that I work with about 20 members present here. We are the petitioner to the letter that have been just read to in the house here. Please, I want to just briefly state that this is a continuation of the meeting that have been held with our admirable director here, the Government Control.
So you are not new to him.
Yes, sir. And
you
who have
a strange face.
Yes, who have shown some sense of honor to us. We are very happy when we saw the effort he was making to the point of asking us to actually brought in some documents related to the lands, houses there, to prove a point that actually what the houses were saying is actually there. And he has been very helpful that the action he took that day was what led us to be at peace at this moment. And I want to join my distinguished senator, case manager, who happened to be my senator representing me too in my constituency, that he's a good man indeed based on what we have seen so far from him. And we want him to continue. Please, we plead that he should continue like that with us, please. Then based on that, we were meant to know that the federal government usually patronize the estate developers more as an organized sector to actually give houses to the people. So when it was advertised, we key into it, and they gave us certain documents of AMAC the approval, and they also give us the allocation. They're giving us even 36 months upon which we're to erect and finish up the building, and that the approval was given to them by AMAC. And we began, that is about 2013, 2014. By the grace of God, most of us have completed the buildings, and I think in 2019 thereabout, we discovered that there is presence of the ground control actually alerting us that there is a little problem or major problem in the land of the estate. That means that they don't have the approval to build, so we should tell them to do the needful, and we actually let them know. So that led to this year when it became obvious that they were ready to demolish the houses, because according to them, the allocation we have is no longer attainable at that point. We approached the developers and they told us that they are already working on integration, which they are working with them. And as such, we were able to obtain a letter de route, which was recommended by RUA to integrate them into the houses and their lands into the system. But along the line, we discovered that pursuing the land or the estate might not be in our interest, because we don't know much about the documentations and how it came about. We are built and we are leading them, and we are also built to the standard of what the prototype they give to us. Based on that, we felt that we should appeal to the Honorable Minister, the PASEC, and of course our Director of Development to help us out, which he actually keyed in. Of course, I was there. My wife called me at the point that the people came here to actually take census. I said that is good, that this is exactly what we want. And we wrote this letter, sir, to really point a point, not against the minister in our write-up, but we were appealing. If you read our letter, it's an appeal. It's an appeal. Yes, and we really stated that we are really appealing and pleading that as residents, law-abiding, majority of us are civil servants, public servants, retired people. Of course, there are people that are here, up to about 7 of them, they are retired. They are still here. So we plead that they should look into our case, that even whatever they are going to do there, the houses that are there should be integrated into whatever layout. There is a rule for subvention, penalties and stuff. Let them give us, we're going to pay, we are not abiding. All we need to do is that we want to work with the FCDA. They are not touch houses, they are very, for the benefit of that, sir, these are the buildings that we will put it in our book, which are going to also place before the Senate, that they should be able to look into what we are talking about. Our appeal, consciously, in humility, in totality, that we are just civil servants that we don't know where to start any longer. And as a matter of fact, I was paid off from my previous job. My wife died. Everything we had gathered was put into this place to be able to meet up. So our appeal to them is nothing but kindly look at our case, that these houses are good to fit to that, and it's also an estate building that are standard. They should kindly help us to integrate, because according to the developers, they are moving with the integration plan, which the letter we saw here was addressed to them, and we beg them kindly help us to integrate the buildings, the houses that are resident as an association in that hill, so that whatever penalty, whatever contravention that need to be done, which we are ready, we are not minding what must have conspired between them and the developer, because our mission to join developers to key into estate is because we are going to pay for both the RFO, we pay for the building plan approval, everything was okay. Unfortunately, we became now a victim of circumstances, and as law-abiding citizens, we are not really working against them, but in whatever they want us to do, we're in compliance. In 2020, they came to us, please stop building. There is a problem here, they are not getting the building plan approval. We stopped until the developers come to us again and say, continue that. They are working, they are giving some certain approval, and we said, okay, no problem. So at this point, we are not defending anything any longer. Rather, we are saying, please, as a Nigerians and as law-abiding citizens, and since
I think you have made your case.
Yeah, you made your case. You made your case. Thank you very much. Well, are the developers here? Developers, yes, you are here. Yes. You heard what you said. Yes. Can you just tell us exactly what transpired between you and the FCC that now, that now form the basis of saying they want to demolish?
Thank you very much.
Petitions. Have you, are you on hold?
No.
Please,
I do solemnly affirm that you, I, Palestine and all, do solemnly affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So that we go.
briefly, just pretty much because the people, the adoptees of the land use, the adoptees, how your mind is. The allottees of the land, you acquire from FCT. They have pleaded that they don't want to be victims of circumstance that led to the fact that the FCT, because if you do anything illegal in the FCT, they don't care. They come in the night, they bulldoze. But because many people have attested that the development control director here is a good man. They represent the good image of the minister, but the minister too is also a good man. So let us know exactly when there is issue, when EU between you and the FCT, started, and let us see how we can intervene so that innocent Nigerians are not just punished just like that. Please go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. It is
Mr. Chairman, what the gentleman who spoke before you, what he said, is there anything significantly different from what he said?
not simply, there are some areas that need to strengthen up.
Go into those areas only, please.
Yes, thank you very much, distinguished members. First of all, I want to thank you for convoking this public act to strengthen our matter. This issue started in 2002 when we were issued AMAC allocation. In 2011, the place was a jungle. A jungle, densely thickly populated, what do I say, a very big forest. We decided to create a road across the hill to that very place. When we went there, as a license citizens, we didn't just start building. We decided to apply for development control approval. The approval was actually given. But it's unfortunate that with what is happening in Nigeria, when that approval was given, we had the data. We went to the system, we saw it. After we started construction, one of the subscribers went in to verify whether that approval was still subsisting. When he got there, it was no longer in the system. And that was in 2012-13. That became a very big issue. We had to quickly invite the police. The people that were involved were arrested. The matter is still at SARS. It has a case file there now. So it was at that period that the window of integration came up. And we applied to the Honorable Minister to be integrated into the Abuja, the Abotafi layout. Our letters, they are here. I can show them to you if need be. Abotafi.
It's a scheme.
Yes, district.
Yes,
22. Abotafi district, 22. E22, sorry.
Well,
So, when we applied, our matters came up. The development, urban and regional planning looked into our matter. In 2018, we were told that our layout was not in URP.
what's not what?
In URP, urban and regional planning department. But that we could get it in AMAC. So we sent some of our subscribers to AMAC. When they got to AMAC, they did a profound check. And AMAC officials issued certified reports authenticating the genuineness of the land. They are all attached here. So we applied for integration. Graciously, we made a passionate appeal to the Honorable Minister, which he, in his nature, acceded to, and referred our matter to the then Executive Secretary. The then Executive Secretary, after throwing out issues, gave a comprehensive memo to the Honorable Minister that we should be integrated into Abuja Southeast Sector Center, which comprises Abuja E22 district and this E26 too.
E26. E26.
Yes. E22 and E26. Yes. Yes. Because the majority of our development was in E22, but a sizable portion as well fell into E26. And that E26, as we are made to know, is sector center.
It's what?
Sector center. That's what they call it, sector center district. So we had already built a little structure there. So from there, the Honorable Minister referred our file to LUAC based on the recommendation of the Executive Secretary. LUAC went through our file, sent it to LUAC subcommittee on design and integration. So to say, they evaluated everything and said we were competent. And we recommended that we were supposed to be integrated into the main administration. Yes, into the Abuja master plan. So they made several recommendations. After that, the Director of Land in 2019, if my memory won't fail me, I think precisely on, I want to get this exact date. I will show my lords the memorandum. A comprehensive and final memorandum through the permanent secretary that we should be given a row of hope. Having x-rayed all the facts surrounding the matter and found out that we did not run contrary to developmental policies. So we were asked to be integrated. The permanent secretary recommended to the Honorable Minister, and the minister, when the matter got to the Honorable Minister, he didn't see the final LUAC committee report, because it is based on the total recommendation of the entire LUAC that the final LUAC committee report will be now extracted and sent to the Honorable Minister as perhaps executive brief. So based on that, we were waiting, thinking that the matter was all over.
All is well.
All is well, sir, or was well then. Unknowingly, I can say a hand officer treacherously created a temporary file and made a recommendation, which we were made to understand that it was a recommendation of an individual to the Honorable Minister, recommending, contrary to the Executive Secretary's recommendation, the Permanent Secretary's recommendation, that these 5 estates should not be integrated, and that the whole buildings there should be demolished, and that all FCDA staff, including the Director of Land, if we are to follow due precedence, should be arrested and prosecuted that worked on the file, and that all the developers should be arrested and prosecuted. And before you know it, that was the recommendation that was taken to the Honorable Minister, and the Honorable Minister signed, because there were some parochial interests that were interested in that place. So before we knew it, development control staff started coming to the site, harassing people on daily basis. I want to place it on record, sir, that this man seated here is one of the tenants. When they came, the son fell into a psychotic state. It's a 17-year-old son. Because of their constant visit. Why? Because the late mother's entitlement, as he told me, was used to complete the building. And we said this couldn't continue because we are not living in island. We decided to approach first the Honorable Minister. When we found out that he had signed what was not recommended, we wrote a petition 1st of March and sent to him, and then he sent it to the Executive Secretary. Personally, I went with the MOA to the Chief of Naval Staff, who happens to be a subscriber. The General Olorushanki is a subscriber. The Vice Admiral Okor is a subscriber. All service chiefs, most of them are still subscribers of the area. When we told him this, he gave us his MOA, one Navy Captain Mustafa, and went with him to the Executive Secretary and to the Director of Urban and Regional Planning, and presented our matters, because through their intelligence, they were able to get the whole facts in the whole file that they were hiding from the Honorable Minister. The Honorable Minister, by his disposition, everybody knows he's not interested in land acquisition and primordial things. They just people around him that wanted to stain his name. So we brought these things and made it back. They saw it. Some people that subscribe in the land, members of UN, one of them wanted to call his own country, United States of America. The other one, a UK citizen. When they saw this document, it was how could this be in a country? And we were told that some interests want to have that very place. And that was what was playing out. So we wrote to the Honorable Minister. And in his good way, the Honorable Minister decided to minute it to the Executive Secretary. When we met him, he said he will look into it. And of the truth, they are looking into the matter. But when this demolition threat became so intense, so that people will not die of hypertension, we approached FCT High Court. And the perpetual injunction was granted that the rates should be maintained. And the date of adjournment was 14th of June 2023. And that it was specifically written there that nobody, both allocation, both demolition, nobody, the party should touch anything there until the matter is finally disposed of. So our coming here is to let the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges know our plan. We didn't go to court to fight anybody, but we went there to prevent people from dying. All these people that are seated here, including Barrister Soko, who is my good friend, he will tell you, around 2-3 a.m. he will call me. What is happening? What will happen? We will sleep. I say by the grace of God.
Okay, I think, thank you very much. Hard enough, just hard enough. Well, by your own position that you are going to court,
Yes, sir.
off your mic. Ordinarily, any matter before the court, we don't entertain it. But because of the nature of what has transpired, and I will see the two men representing the Honorable Minister as a good man, as attested and confirmed now. For everybody that has spoken here, confirmed to be a good man. Otherwise, if he's to use his position, he will not even answer you. In the never 2 a.m., you will see their bulldozer. The man refused to do that. That means the man is also a good man. We will give the director, the floor. So that I think what is important here is how do we find a solution, a soft landing solution for these innocent Nigerians. So maybe we ask before that.
Mr. Chairman, when the matter is in court,
Yes, we don't.
we try to be very, very careful.
Yes.
And if I heard him well, the developer,
Yes, sir.
he did say there is not just a matter in court, but there's a perpetual injunction, and the matter has been adjourned to sometimes in June this year.
Yes.
I want to know from you, did you serve it on the ministry people, development control?
Sir, to tell you how serious.
No, answer yes or no.
Yes, sir.
No further story.
Sir.
Yeah, okay.
And
That's
let
all
me,
right.
sir, let me tell my
That is all right.
So from the point where service was infected till today, is there any disturbance from any quarters?
Yes, there are disturbances because a week ago, this is the beginning of a new week. Last week, they saw their vehicle, development control vehicle. 2 times they were there on Tuesday and Wednesday. And you know, it's just like somebody doing a devil's advocate. Whenever you see around, fear, you know, grips every. Where I was caught. That these people are covering
No, that is not enough, Mr. Developer. That is not enough. When there is a restraining order, both sides or every side affected supposed to abide by that restraint from a court of competent jurisdiction. Mere citing of vehicles belonging to development control,
They will talk.
that is not enough for you to now get panicky and say, oh, these people are here, and therefore they have come to create problem for us. I don't think that's fair enough. I don't think that's fair enough. But however, Mr. Chairman, otherwise, from what is on ground, is that so far, since the court order was served on them, they have been very law abiding. It does that for one reason or the other, maybe a staff or a driver of development control who also maybe has a girlfriend or maybe he was roving around, and when they saw that vehicle, they say, oh, we're in trouble now. I think that is not fair enough. Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Next, my
My colleague, well, we have started the hearing already, but nevertheless, we are concerned. We are not giving any judgment because we are not giving any decision because whenever any petition is before a court of competent jurisdiction, we don't legislate on it at all. And like I told many people attending this particular our public hearing for other cases, the decision of the resolution of this particular committee is not final. Anyway, we take it to the plenary and the Nigeria approve it to be right or wrong. But we will not go as far as that now because we are constrained. Because you have made it clear to us that the case is in court and they have been served. But for the benefit of those who are at home and to confirm that this development control director is a good man, we'll give him 5 minutes or 2 minutes to just highlight. And then on that we rule and then we go for now. But we assure us that that restraining order must be obeyed. And we tell all these people to obey restraining order from court. Because there are some Nigerians who believe that when they are in government, they believe that they can do and nothing will happen. They believe government come and go, civil service remains. They are so when they are drawn, some of them may take hem or take something. They are mad human beings. They go and do contrary to the rule of the law. And after all, if we bulldoze it, it is the minister that we ask the question that me small boy, nobody will answer that will disappear. So the director will let just at least brief us. Please sing, please. I'm talking. They will bring this Senate and assure us, give us further assurance that the restraining order, it will confirm whether they receive the restraining order, and I think we also make sure that that restraining order, a circular is passed to all the people who demolish in the night, that nobody should go there until the judgment of the court. And if by permission, the director can also give us a leeway, well, we appeal to the minister. These people say they appeal to the minister for them to be integrated. If one person want to do havoc because of some interested parties, change the recommendation, he will know or because civil servants know the way the file moves around. So we give you the floor, sir. The development control now. Yeah. Or whoever wants to speak up, one of you, between two of you. Just brief us to know what you say or can close this one. Your name, sir?
My name is Tom Plana Mukhtar Usman Galadima, MNI, the Director of Department of Development Control.
Just like you are here FCA. I'm not the owner, but I have FCA. Everybody.
Distinguished Chairman, sir, members of this distinguished committee, I am really humbled this afternoon.
Thank you.
The attestation of my good manliness should not be taken for weakness, because some people will think that this man is good man, so he cannot do anything. So, that's my
principle.
Thank you, sir.
Obey the principle of the game.
Thank you, sir. We have indeed received a notice of litigation ongoing, and we have also directed that we should comply with the provisions of the law. We are not going to remove any structure there until the matter is determined. However, it should be noted, as we are talking, some people are right now working on the site. So I thought we should all parties respect this court injunction. So sometimes, as part of our functions, we move around for monitoring to see that things are going on well. So in the course of such monitoring, we're able to detect that some ongoing construction projects are being carried out by the same developers. That is just to bring to the attention of this distinguished committee. Further to that, sir, as already the matter is in court, we are not going to make any presentation now, but just as we said, we can just discuss what really happened, what transpired, and then further. Just like being said by the speaker of the group, I received a representation by members of the Landlord and Resident Association. In my office, we have discussed at length, and then we made some recommendations way forward. But one thing that we should all note is that Abuja, capital city, is the dream of all Nigerians. And the development of Abuja did not just start like most of our cities. There was a plan. And all of us here, we have been employed to guide the development and implementation of this plan. And the land uses have been prescribed for various places. And then there are procedures for owning land and development in Abuja. So, by the presentation of the Developers Association, well, when the time comes, we want some of these documents to be forwarded to the committee so that it can be verified and see whether really they have followed due diligence. So it may interest you to know that when we visited the other areas that will have these challenges of this land grabbing, at Edu train station, these are areas that have not yet been detailedly designed. But you will be amazed to see the number of illegalities taking place there. We've had courses to move 2 days ago to remove some of this development at very embryonic stage, because most of them are at fences level. So we have to go on and remove. The challenge is so enormous, it's all over the territory now. Go to Gozambe 2 that have just been allocated, ongoing provision of infrastructure. But some people are claiming that they have title over it. Which type of title? The prescribed area council title of so many years. Somebody is parading it, which has been already been revoked. So these are some of the challenges we are going through. If we don't protect the Abuja as planned, as dreamt, then in the few years to come, we should forget the idea of having a befitting capital city for Nigeria and indeed Africa. This is, in a nutshell, is my solution. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, sir. I haven't listened to the Director of Development Control. I think the matter is a very straightforward one. Since it is in court, both sides have agreed that the matter is in court. therefore let us wait for the outcome of the court decision. Because Senate can take further actions. Having said that, Mr. Director, your job is not a small one, it's not an easy one. Because most of these cities in this country were planned. Just like Abuja, that you are the director of human control. Some of these cities were planned by the colonialists. Most of the areas that were supposed to be reserved for public use have all been taken over. Big cities, very important cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, because if you look at Lagos, Lagos has all the features of a great city. A great city. Located just by the side of the ocean. All great cities all over the world, they are like that. Lagos is not now, not like Abuja. But if you go to Lagos now, unfortunately, since after independence, we have created big problem for Lagos, everybody. The same story is what we find in Port Harcourt and some other places. And Enugu, everywhere. So Abuja is what we have. The only very decent Nigerian city that can stand is home. When you talk about big cities in the world, that people will come and say, no, this one is okay. Abuja is unique, undoubtedly, and we are all living in it. So whatever you can do to ensure that the beauty of Abuja is maintained, I think you will get support. You find support from the institution of the Senate. No doubt about that. But whatever you do, be fair, be thorough, and be very firm. Let nobody take for granted your simplicity. And whatever you are doing, you have the support of all of us. And so the developer, if I heard him well, said the land was allocated in 2002. Land that was allocated in 2002 is still dragging on. That is not good enough. But I'm sure it was for 36 months. True or false? According to your statement, it was supposed to have been fully developed in 36 months. 36 months in my humble view is 3 years. And 2002, I think a year before I even came into Abuja as a senator, came into Abuja as a senator in 2003. And I have since remained here as a senator. To God be the glory, hallelujah. So, we'll look at your documents and see whether you have also adequately complied with what the authorities have mandated you to do. But that is not the issue now. Some persons have been involved innocently, ignorantly, and they have built the houses in that particular land. So, Mr. Director, it's complicated. To visit the weakness or the fault of one man on another person, the man who directed your deal on behalf of the other landlords said he even lost his wife in the process. So I listened to him very well, like the lawyer that I have. And so all put together with the chairman, sir. Now that the matter is in court, further discussion on this matter is not good enough in sub judice. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I just want to add, like the lawyer says it's before the court, but there is a question I want to ask. And this has been reoccurring in FCT and area councils, not just this case. Looking at the date allocation was done, the area councils had authority to allocate lands. For instance, I've done several cases where you see up to Kubwa, to where we are talking, belongs to Buhari area council. You go flank of Lube side, the AMAC is still struggling with FCT. At what level the FCT and this area council sit to harmonize this is your limit and this is not your limit? Some are still carrying papers of 1998, 2002, which was when all the 6 area councils had their own limited areas to our AMAC was our all Lube areas. Then Buhari got to this, what we call the landlord hits areas. And then the other side, in Manaraba side, had their own. At what level have people harmonized it so that the public will know that the papers they are carrying is no more a document, an ordinary paper? Because there are so many cases coming up. This one is coming because it's a huge one. But there are other ones we've seen that is creating problem now. And up till now, nobody will come and tell you his paper is not real. You carry allocation of AMAC, the AMAC will still be PG of money, FCT will be telling you it's not AMAC land. This is creating problem. Director, at what point are people going to make the public know that these papers they are holding does not belong to AMAC or Buhari or Abaji or whichever? Because this issue will continue coming up. That's just my question.
Well, thank you, distinguished colleague. You heard it all. My own position is very simple as the chairman of this committee. I've said we are not going to rule on it, but we are going to make an appeal. There's what we call doctrine of first offense. If this land was allocated for 36 months, the area council was existing, the FCT was also existing. But I mean, they are both existing together. Like my colleague has said, if enough publication have been made, that come. Those who are carrying the ROFO of AMAC from this date ceases to exist. Go and do regularization with FCT. I mean, when I came into Abuja as a GGC, as an investor, I came, okay, I want to do petrol station. I bought the same two paper from AMAC. 80 million is still, my 80 million is still at large up to today. But before I know it, they said it's under regularization. Up to today, it has been regularized, but my land has not been reallocated to me. I met the honorable minister. They said they will find something for me. That fund for me, they fund for me. What I will pay now will be more than 80 million naira. I've not gotten anyone. That is me as a senior citizen, ordinary citizen, or civil servants that have worked for 35 years. Only Spanish entitlement in the whole world. You know, put it in any state where the developer never regularized very well. What are we going to do in this? So that's why my colleague said it's very difficult this happening. So as if you put salt and water in mouth. So we will want you to use your position. One, bear in mind, those citizens that fall into the hands of the developer, they put all their life investment in this place. They even made it clear to us that anything that the government now, the FCT want us to regularize, to keep their property so that they will not go to untimely debt. You need to do something and advise the minister appropriately. Because again, there are no law without certain exceptions. Yeah, when you have the legal principle of law, then you say exception to the legal principle of law. These are people innocent misrepresentation. We are their elected representatives in the legislature. Law is very rigid. The law. At times, there are exceptions to general common law principles. That's why I want the director to note. Now, secondly, Mr. Developer, after serving a restraining order the best thing is for you to tell all developers in that place, please stop work until when? Until we have a court judgment. And then when the court judgment comes, the implementation of the court judgment, they can use wisdom to implement the judgment of the court. If the judgment of the court is saying, go and remove all the property there, the minister has the power to say, but don't remove. All those have been fully developed. Fully developed. People are living there. Is that for now, the case is because the court of competent jurisdiction stopped any developer there from doing anything until the end of the decision of the court. Then when the decision of the court, if it's against you people, we will appeal to Mr. Honorable Minister to use wisdom. Wisdom application. To use the Senate as a contact, as a point of contact. We are appealing that if the court judges against these people, use wisdom. Don't destroy the house of this person that we don't go and join our mother, our wife untimely, so that that boy will have a father to sponsor to be a university degree holder. That's our position. We want to appreciate you, sir. As the coordinator who we didn't allow to speak, but if you want to speak, but speak, but we never let your paper get to us that you are representing the minister. So we are not doing any judgment here. We want to appeal to you to go back home peacefully. Where there is need for this man to do amendments so that these people, we don't say people will not suffer. Development Control Director, you are a good man. Confirm you're a good man. We know you are not compromising any principle. You do your work. Are you getting my point now? We do your, and it is accorded by the Senate that you do your work without compromising standards. But nevertheless, the number one citizen, Alhaji Mohammed, that is the Honorable Minister of FCT, is the Honorable Minister to today. Hey, I am the distinguished senator representing Ondo Central and chair this committee. I am also saying, the Honorable Minister, use your wisdom to resolve this case so that innocent Nigerians will not suffer a sorrow. So this particular question is hereby, this particular thing is adjourned sine die until we hear the decision from the court. If there is need for us to intervene, I appeal to minister to use further wisdom so that this man opposite me who lost his wife will not lose that property, and those who have completed their own will not lose their own. We beg the honorable, it's a woman and it's a good man. That's all.
No, we have for one. NTA and then I'm going to move on. This is a very important
quickly administer the oath for both the pensioners and the respondents. Only two. Please, you can administer the oath. Make sure your name and record before you go. Okay, please have your seat. Well, I think as usual, well, I think all the petitioners and then the respondents are seated. In our usual way, you have the full details of the petition already. Hello? Hey, my brother, how you doing? Hey, worry, I will take care, no problem, don't worry. Like I said, the petitioners and the respondents are on scene. This is the first hearing sitting for this particular petition, and I believe God will let us resolve it as much as practicable. Now, for the benefit of those who are told, the petition is the title of the petition is Abayomi Ashorobi on behalf of EcoBank PLC and Matt Emmons International Ventures Limited against Kroger Investment Limited, Nigerian Territorial Authority, and Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. There are three petitioners and there are three respondents joined together. The petitioners are one, Abayomi on behalf of EcoBank, Matt Emmons Ventures, that's two petitioners, and then versus Kroger Investment Limited, Nigerian Territorial Authority, and Federal Ministry of Information and Culture. So what the DG of NTA is on seat. Maybe he's representing his minister, and whether Kroger Investment, are they here? They are not here. Well, the Man City has the capacity to what? To answer the question, to give us a response on the petition before the Senate. Let me just quickly read the petition before the Senate. The petition was laid on behalf of the Senate President of Nigeria on Tuesday, 24th January 2023. Abayomi Ashorobi Esquire wrote on behalf of EcoBank, Nigeria PLC, and Matt Emmons International Ventures Limited, again Kroger's Investment Limited, Nigerian Territorial Authority NTA, Federal Ministry of Information and Culture, over non-payment of 8,483,334,731 naira 48 kobo, being contract sum for construction of 55 NTA stations across Nigeria. Building of 55 NTA stations across Nigeria. Financed by Hallmark Bank PLC, now EcoBank PLC, and indemnified by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture in 2001. He recalls that the Senate will look into the matter and urge NTA to pay without further delay the sum of 8.5 billion. me the outstanding indebtedness of NTA and Kuba Investment Limited to the bank. But I think this is a contractual relationship. And I believe that the message is so clear. Asking the petitioner to start stating the petition again is a repetition because we don't have time. The DG NTA is #1 citizen of NTA today, and since this particular petition was said, served on him, would have required the stations that were built by the loan obtained from NTA. And they will be able to tell the committee why the payment has not been paid now, or is there any plan to liquidate this facility as soon as practicable? So we give the floor to the DG of NTA to address the Senate on this matter. Sir, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator. I'm here to represent the Nigerian Television Authority.
DG.
Yes, sir.
Point of order. I will come to that by my class language. Even if it is a 2 minutes, position paper by the person, and they should say something and say, okay, this is what happened, this one. So let us give the floor to the petitioner to tell the whole Nigeria how this particular thing is coming to. So let us have your petition laid, before Nigerians. Briefly, 2 minutes.
The chairman of this,
Your name?
Abayomi Ashurubi, Barrister Abayomi Ashurubi is my name. The chairman of this committee, distinguished senators here seated, and everyone here present. Sometime in May 2001, specifically on the 23rd day, there was a contract between Proga Investment Limited and Allmark Bank to build 55 stations. Yes, NTA stations, and the Nigerian Television Authority. The contract was brought to Allmark Bank, and it was agreed that Allmark Bank should finance the building of these facilities. And upon confirmation of the existence and the genuineness of the contract agreement, Allmark Bank financed with a position first from NTA that the monies would be domiciled through Allmark Bank. The contract sums would be domiciled through Allmark Bank, and also a position from the Ministry of Information and National Orientation at the time. They will be held, the ministry will be held as indemnifying the indebtedness if Proga Investment Limited and or NTA failed to liquidate the indebtedness at the end of the tenure of the facility. And we have come before this committee today based on this agreement, first with NTA and also the indemnity from the Ministry of Information. I'm Mr. Black.
Thank you. What off your mind? Well, DG, you heard it, you heard what he said, and like I said, a copy of the petition will have been forwarded to you by the time we are inviting you. I want you to, government come and go, the civil service remains. You know, basically, you are not the NTA DG at the time this happens, but government is continuing. It's to exist forever and ever with no significant reduction in the scale of operations. That is why we call it a going concern concept in accounting. Today you are here. Next tomorrow, or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years time, when your term expires, they don't renew it, you may not be the DG again. So So I'm not saying they should remove tomorrow. So not tomorrow. In 3, 4, 5 years, when your term expires, if it's not renewed, you cease to be the DG of NT. But today, you are the substantive DG of NT. Any queries to DG or what has happened to NT, for those who have done business before you assume you have to come and explain. So we want you to explain why this thing has not been paid, up to now, or what effort are you now taking to ensure that this depositors' money, loan to build asset for an organization that is a going concern, has not been paid. This will have the floor. Yes. Let us have.
There was a contract sum of 2,299,000,000.
2 billion?
2 billion. 299 million.
299 million?
Yes, sir. 357,000.
300 and what?
357,000.
55,000.
Yes, sir. No, 57. 357.
355.
357.
7, okay.
357.
That was the principal.
0.75 kobo. That was the initial contract sum, but it was later on reviewed by the authority, the Ministry of Information, and of course the contractor. It was scaled down to 1,980,000,000.
9 billion.
980. 1,980,000,000. Round figure.
Now 8 billion.
Yes.
Okay, now 8 billion.
Yes, and the contract was supposed to be 20, and a total out of the 55 studios and transmitter buildings, 53 were completed, leaving 2.
Completed?
Yes, sir. 2 were not completed. And out of
completed?
2, yes. And out of the total sum of 1,980,000,000, a total sum of 1,932,1,666.27 naira. Kobo, sorry, 0.27 kobo was paid to the contractor. So the issue of these 8,483,345,731, to the best of our knowledge in NT, we are not aware, because we had no any contractual agreement with Hallmark Bank, and all the payments we made were made through the bank. So, and Mr. Chairman, sir, this issue has become a ritual almost in every administration in the authority. This issue keeps on recurring, and there doesn't seem to be an end to it. In fact, in 2013, this issue was even investigated by the EFCC, and it was, as far as we are concerned, dismissed by the EFCC. So, in our records as of today, we don't have any figure outstanding against NTA beside 47,998,333.73 kobo.
What you are winning?
Sir.
So what you are winning in your record now?
Yes.
It's only
and 47 million.
47 million?
998,333 naira or 73 kobo. And of course, 2 of the locations were not built. Perhaps, probably, one reason why this balance was not paid is because the contract has not been completed. So that is the position of the authorities.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, before I give the floor to the petitioners to respond, well, if you claim that a sum of 1.92 billion was paid, we are talking about the principal amount. If the contract was reviewed down from 2.299 billion, can we get you right?
Yes.
when the contract was executed, the face value was 2.2299 billion. Then, how many years interval did you now reconstitute a board that review it down? Because when the contract is consummated, reviewing it down will be the agreement of the two parties. Do they consent? Did the bank consent to reviewing this contract by almost 100%? That's question number one. Number two, the 1.932 billion that you paid, how was it paid? Because in the bank, when you have a facility, the more you draw down, the more your interest accrues. Because the principal cannot be what you are owing. If assuming at the time you contracted, say first month I am paying you 30% and you pay 30%. 3 months after you have to pay 60%, you pay. Then the interest will not be accruing more, the principal will not be accruing more interest. So we need to know at what intervals this 1.932 billion was paid. Because at that time, when payments were made, the outstanding amount will not slip in the record of the bank. Any outstanding amount is earning income in form of interest. So if at the 1st January your balance is 1.30 billion, by the end of the month, it will no longer be 1.30 billion any longer. Interest will have been computed. And then when the banks have a system, when the CBN changes their policies, increase in interest or whatever, they reflect it in their record. Those interests are also debited to the account. So we need to know. Because for you to claim that you only have, if out of 55 stations, you admitted that 55 was completed. At what point did they complete that 55?
53, sir.
53, yeah. 53 was agreed completed. At what time did they certify it completed at that point? What was the level of indebtedness at the time that 53 was completed? These are some of the questions you as the owner of that office need to go back to the account department. At what time? There must be a reconciliation. For you to sit down to get to the root of the matter, there must be reconciliation. What is the basis? You bring the bank statement to know how this figure come back to 8 billion. Because both of us borrow money. When you borrow money from the bank, if you borrow 250,000 at times, if you fail to pay according to the terms of the loan, you may end up paying interest of 2 million on 250,000 naira capital. Yeah. And that's small things. The bank needs you to sign. At the time you are engaging it, cover there. You won't say, I borrowed 250,000 naira. Yes, I didn't have money to pay for about 2 or 3 years. Now, by the time they now send me statement, it's now I am owing 2.3 billion. How can 2.3 million? How can the principal of 250,000 become 2 million? Those small prints that the bank that you make to sign, when they go to court, they will defeat you that it is interest on the. So, I don't know whether you can respond to that, because the DG is now saying that in their record, what they are owing you now is only 47.9 million. And because of the fact that 2 of the projects were not completed. I have the floor. Yeah?
Please go ahead. From what the DG is saying, as a person too, I'm even confused. You know, both the contractor and NTA is a vacuum, either communication or they didn't handle it professionally. This 8 billion was meant for 55 stations. Abi?
No, sir. Let me, can I come in?
Come in so that
The contract sum, sir, is initially, as at 23rd day of May 2001, was
25th of May.
23rd of May 2001.
Was 2 billion. Okay, that was very
let me get it.
Yes,
That
sir.
was the date of award.
Yes, date of award was 23rd May
And it was at
2001.
what cost?
2 billion 299 million.
2.99 million.
Yes, sir. Then on the 20th of September, that is almost a year after, 2002, it was reviewed to 1 billion. Yes, the contract sum was reviewed to 1 billion 180 million.
1 billion 180.
980 million. Yes, not 8 billion. That figure is
That one is with interest. At the time they
well, we don't know how it came about, sir, because if there was any transaction between the contractor and the bank, ATA is not aware of that. Also, we know, and the ATA, that the total initial sum of 1 billion was paid to the contractor. Then, later on, 350 million was paid, and the last payment was 358 million. Amounting to 1 billion 932 million.
I have additional question before I ask what I want to ask.
Yes, sir.
What date did these 53 numbers originated? What year?
The payments
Yeah.
or the houses. I don't have it all here, sir. Okay. It was completed on the 8th of September 2006.
And wait, 8 September
Yes.
2006.
Yes, sir.
That was the time you completed the implement.
Yes, sir. No. The stations.
When
the 53 stations.
project was fully completed.
Yes, sir.
That the 53 stations were fully completed.
Yes, sir. Between the 8th of September 2006 and 27 July 2007.
Okay, my fourth question. What were the consideration from coming down from 2.299 to 1 billion? Can we look at that you are talking to me or talking to the chairman as the bills of quantities before you? What were the content and items that was removed? So that I will know how it's reflected to the main contractor. Because what you are not saying that the total item removed from the contract was 1.299, leaving 1 billion, leaving 1.180. Yeah, because what you only did is contract auditing. The contract auditing, what and what were the items removed that brought the contract down to 1 billion before I go to the fifth question. So that we solve it at once, all of you will be there. Because if you are reviewing contract downwards, it means that you are removing a lot of items in that contract and coming out with a new page bill that this is what this contract is. And the contractor must have been notified in writing that due to financial constraint or our expectations, we cannot foot this bill, come to the round table, let us agree on the items we can do now and the ones we can do freely. I want to know whether this is was actually done with you people and the contractor. That's the first question. The fourth question. Before I go to the fifth one, then I'll come up with what is on my mind. The fifth one is, what was the reason of coming from 2.299 to 1 billion.
Mr. Chairman, sir, distinguished Senator, I would like to call on my colleague here, the Secretary Legal Advisor, to provide the details.
Go ahead, Madam.
Good afternoon, distinguished senators. My name is S. Wani. The DG said most of the information.
Borrow our campaign voice.
Excuse me?
That's
Campaign voice. Or you say borrow closer to your mic so that we can hear what you are saying. Go ahead.
So, from the information we got from our records is to the effect that this review was actually at the instance of the contractor. It was at the instance of the contractor because after the 1 billion that was paid, the contractor, because of high bank charges, yes, he had little or nothing to continue with the job. That is the information that we have here. We got from our records, which we have forwarded to the committee to look at. It's quite a lot. The reasons are there, and the review of this contract had in attendance the bank officers. They were there. The contract was not between NTA and the bank, it was between NTA and the contractor.
You know, okay, please, can you off your mind? Okay, go ahead.
So, madam, can I now say to you that for a contractor to come up telling you to review a contract downwards must be a fault from you that you were not honoring all the certificates as
I'm waiting.
Can I say that?
Our records did not indicate that. That's what we're saying. All the information we're giving is what we got from our records. Our records did not indicate that.
That means you are not equipped for this defense. Because you're supposed to even come with your valuation certificate issued for the payment of the contract. So how were you paying that you only left with 47 million? So you were paying without backup document. Because I still want to get it back when two of you will understand yourself. Sorry, I'm a chartered quantity surveyor. A fellow for almost 23 years now. So this thing you are talking now is what I practice every day. I want to say to you people, and the chairman will understand. The chairman is an accountant too. So that you people will understand who started this for. And it is unheard of for a contractor to come and tell a client to review my contract that month. There must be something.
I mean, it was a meeting of the stakeholders, of all the stakeholders.
You said it's a contractor that said no. That's what I have. That's what I want to know.
Yes, they are the stakeholders.
No, stakeholders is not the contractor then. Before the stakeholders will come for review downwards of a project, is lack of funds. Or two, initial design was so bogus that they did not know that they don't have such money. Or three, they did all style of contract between Nigeria. Hey, Alaji, beg of you to go and do this work. Until you get to the site, you discover you don't have that money. And that was when we came up in 2007 to say any agency that does not have money to fund their project should not try to. So I want to know the review, because after that, I'll now put it to you that contract you awarded in 2001 and you kept paying till 2006. Was it that your contractor was incompetent, or the money was not there, or some imported materials were coming in maybe 1 year after importation? These are straightforward things for us to determine contract. Because sometimes people go to contract and think they are right. Do you know this 47 million you are owing Even if we say it is 47 million you're going, you are still liable against that contract in all conditions of contract.
Can you?
Now let him lead us more.
Go ahead now.
Well, Mr. Chairman, sir, just like you have said in your preamble, these things were not done during our time. All we're trying to do is go through the documents, historical documents, to come up with the available information. But if the dates for these payments are required, of course, NCA will go through the books and bring it up. Vis-a-vis the reasons why the contract was reviewed, I believe it must be in our records too. But basically, what I want to say, distinguished senators, that the NTA was not in any way part of the loan that was taken by the contractor from Hallmark Bank. Well, the part of it is expected. No, and I believe, sir, by the time we give you the dates for the payments, you will get to understand that there was no delay.
Let the chairman help you if you don't go that side.
Okay, sir.
So, based on your contract.
I think it's very simple. I know, like I said, government is continuing. You are not there, and in those days, proper records are not kept. People are really interested what is the benefit they can derive. Whether record is kept or not, they don't care. But bank kept record. My question now will go to the bank. The bank is supposed to be here today. The bank. So we never invited them. But Mr. Clark, there will be need for us to write the bank through their consultant and the lawyer to come and tell the Senate how a contract of 2.2 billion reviewed downward by only 390 million in the first year, if there is no agreement between the two parties to review the contracts down, they will not accept. And the woman informed us now that the bank was also a party to that review down. Review the contract down by 390 million, that means an average of 41 million per station. But I believe the 55 stations is going to be identical stations. It's going to be identical. They are prototype at the same time. So if we have 55 stations for a contract value of 2.299 billion, it comes to an average of 41.8 billion per station. And if the contract was reviewed downward, the reason won't be known. That means it's either our money cannot go for 55 million, it's only 53. Maybe that's why the bank go for only 53. Then the contract agreed. There must be terms of payment, or at the point when certificate is ready, presented for payment. Were they honored of presentation? If the answer is yes, then how can a principal amount of 1.9 billion, for which some obligations have been paid at some times, just right 2022, you cannot beat the figure today because interest will be ample. So please, I think I will advise that the NTA and Proga Investment and then the EcoBank, they should have a meeting. Bring all documents. You can call your auditors to look. If you now accumulate the total interest charge, then these people can pay for waiver of interest for the principal amount to be paid. Or 60 or 70% of the interest will be waived to enable federal government to accommodate and pay because they are already using those facilities. And the value of those assets today is no longer the same value. The value of that asset today, Mr. DG, if you value 54 of your station today in valuation value, will be 3 times the cost of the assets. And you should look at that area too. Are you getting my point now? Valuation, when they are buying cement at less than 400 naira, during that period, but today it's about 5,000. Understand? If this man were asked to go and do valuation today of those assets, it will be more than 5 billion or 6 billion. So please look at that area and reconcile and come back to the committee in another 2 or 3 weeks. I so rule. Thank you. Yeah. I have ruled. So go and resolve. Call the banker. Okay, why do you get 8 billion when I borrow only 1.9 billion? Then you look at plus or minus, you agree a figure, you come back to us. The consultant is only go ahead and collect 8 billion from federal government Ministry of Economy. He doesn't know how they arrive at their 8.8. So go and reconcile. Call your client program and reconcile, and let us know the value of interest charge. Then the people can now say, okay, well, for us to pay this figure, we are asking for 8%, 80% waiver of interest to be added with the remaining principal. And then we make provision to the National Assembly. Then we will listen and recommend that NTA should pay you. And they will now make appropriation. Budget, no payment of federal government money. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. So Danielson versus Danielson Orodi against Chevron and the Macaraba people. Please just sit down. The one is only 5 for 10 minutes. I only want to hear from you how far you have reconciled. Just like we say, these people are reconciled now. The 3 will come back. So Macaraba and Chevron. Please administer the oath. Clerk, let them on. Where is our Captain Macaraba? You know, come today. Captain, where are you?
Yes, sir.
I'm not seeing you now. Where is he hiding? Where is the captain? Sit down very close, look at your face. Please administer the oath. Administer the oath first. So I'm going to just please sit down. But this is not a new petition. It's not a new petition before the Senate. But for the benefit of those who are told, who are joining us for the first time, I'm going to read the synopsis to know where we are, when we started and where we are as of today. The petition was laid. The petition is Chief Orode Danielson on behalf of Macaraba community of Warri South West Local Government Area of Delta State against Chevron Nigeria Limited. This petition was laid on behalf of Senate President on 15th of March 2022. That's over a year ago, 15 March, today is April. So it's over a year ago. Chief Orode Danielson wrote on behalf of Makaraba community of Warri South local government area of Delta State against Chevron Nigeria Limited over alleged default in payment for 3 years arrears of land rent on Makaraba oil field OML 49. We request the Senate to look into the matter, direct Chevron Nigeria Limited to pay fully the land rent on Makaraba OML 49. On 8 December 2022, both parties were invited to a closed-door session in Chairman's office, but Chevron wrote requesting for more time. At another meeting of 20 December 2022, the committee resolved that Chevron should show evidence to the portion of land bought and payment made. Chevron was also to indicate whoever it paid compensation, and if there be any relationship with the other committee, Chevron should indicate if any payments were made and for what purpose. The committee directed that the two other parties, Omadina and Okoito, should be invited. On 19 January 2023, the representative of the three committees appeared before the Senate committee, where it was discovered that Captain Wilson Miller was shortchanging the committee. Nevertheless, on the strength of their presentation, the committee resolved that Chevron and committee should sit and resolve on the payment of adequate compensation to the three committee joint account and report back to the Senate. All parties involved were invited to appear before the committee to brief her on how they have so far. So that is the synopsis of the case of petition. We had extensive discussion at the last sitting. That was 19 January 23. Because we are going for election in February, we said, okay, come. Chevron, the committee now, they are now united. Go and sit with them. Agree modalities of moving forward. The Senate is only interested in peaceful coexistence of all the communities. But that should not shortchange the communities of their rights from their own land. If there have been argument of acquisition of land, payment has been made, evidence of something has not been made to the committee. This committee, we don't just rule on anything we don't have documentary evidence. In the first sitting, please, madam, please. The session is on. It's only one meeting. Okay? We had the extensive discussion. Thought of some of the community leaders were discovered. And then even the Makaraba who brought this in, we said, okay, I apologize to your father here. And the man was magnanimous, he apologized. We now see clearly that the community are now together. If there be indication that, okay, your forefathers were paid compensation, or the claim of Chevron, that they acquire land, they don't lease. None of the parties have been able to bring documentary evidence before this committee. Chevron could not give us documentary evidence that they acquire and they pay some people. You said you have your forefathers have a lease agreement to be paying rent. You said the document disappeared. So we now came to conclusion. Now that the three communities whose land Chevron is extracting oil, they are making fortune. They are giving power to federal government. They are remitting the other one to their home country. We now say, the owners of this land now that you have seen them united, go and have a meeting with them. We are interested in way forward. Because that asset, extracting crude oil, is what constitutes 90% or 80 to 90% of the source of revenue of the federal government. And we as elected representative people in the legislature, we want that asset to be protected. We don't want our people to be shortchanged. For them to now go and break the pipe. At that point, we are penny wise and pass foolish. It's on the strength of that we are going on election. And then when we are back from election, we'll call you back to come and give us how far you have been able to reconcile with Chevron for a way forward. So that before the end of this Senate, in June, we must be able to forward our report to the Senate for adoption. So that is why we call you today. For you to come and tell us, head of the community and the head of Chevron representatives here, let's know how many meetings have you had, where are you at the moment? This is why we call you. And we want it briefly, so that we don't waste time. So that is the brief for the people at home. So now we give floor to Chevron, Abi. Now let Chevron brief us on how far they have gone with the community representative. Then there are some representatives from Ondo State too, on the job, on similar matter. We also want to rule that the person representing that, they should also engage with Chevron. Because as the woman they call, when they call from Ondo State, that they have similar issue with Chevron from the job part of Ondo State. And I said, we don't have time again. Let the community leader in Ijo community in Ondo State, Southern Central Ondo State, send somebody to come. I will hand over that woman or that man to Chevron here. They will communicate and also have the same meeting with them in Ondo, so that we can have peaceful coexistence. So that woman is here. You can identify yourself. Your name?
My name is Princess Bayo.
Representing your community in Ondo State. Yeah. Please sit down. So we want everybody to be at peace with Chevron, because and see, one thing I must praise Chevron for, unlike other IOCs, when they have you here, they will send at least very, very senior person, a director, to come. Mr. Daniel, what's the director's name? Mr. Frank. Dan. Okay, they know your name. They don't know your name. So he has been the representative of Chevron. Anytime we call on him, he's always here. I want to commend you for that. But the commendation can only be total when you are able to enter a peaceful agreement with these people, so that nobody touches your asset any longer. So you have the floor, sir. So that we can quickly.
Distinguished Chairman, good afternoon, and distinguished Senator, thank you very much for this opportunity to discuss this matter again. Maybe before we go into the Makaraba one, I'd just like to get clarity from the lady who says she represents Ijo Ilaje community. I don't know of any community that is called Ijo Ilaje community. We don't deal with ethnic groups, we deal with communities. So it's very important that if she says she has stayed with us, to specify which community, because I'm not aware of a community called Ijo Ilaje community. Thank you, sir.
Can you answer that question?
Thank you so much, sir.
Use the mic.
Like I rightly said, my name is Honorable Mrs. Bayo Aino, and I'm standing on the protocol of my boss, that is Chief Olushola Oke. He is unavailable absent for this meeting, so that's why he sent me here. And I will definitely get back to you. So we'll definitely get back to you, sir, for all your questions. Thank you.
I remind you, sir.
There was a petition, similar petition, before this committee, maybe the plan will be able to engage Chevron from Ilaje, part of Ondo State. We will fish out that petition. Because at that time, we invited, there was a man that we invited that wanted to use, what do you call it, warrant of arrest to arrest. At that time, I think we were doing, I don't know what happened that we have to do. So they will, that's why I said, I asked her to come so that that petition, those who wrote the petition, they can let you have a copy. We have sent copy to you before, but you are not the one who represented Chevron on it. That God can use, whether can use one stool to kill two birds to resolve. That's that. That's why I said I will hand that over to you to exchange it so that you can take part. And we too in the committee, we can also go into our records and let you have about have the details of that petition. Because they have been disturbing me long time ago. I said, I decided to ask her to come. But there is a petition against Chevron from that part of the state. So on this one.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. So while we await the details of that, I'm sure I will not be able to respond to that at this point. So coming back to what actually brought us here today, which is the claim by Makaraba community for compensation or for payment, lease payment on the acquisition of operations in the Makaraba field. I must once again thank you for leading the discussions thus far and providing this stay and direction you have provided thus far. You've acted in a way that we think is honorable and believe is honorable. And we do appreciate at the last hearing that we were asked to go back since we have our own mechanisms for engaging the communities to ensure that it doesn't degenerate to a situation where our operations are disrupted. Following that advice, and of course, like you said, elections came in back and forth. But in spite of all of that, we were able to have some meetings, some of them individually, and then in some cases as a group. I think there were two command meetings were held beyond the other what we call offline meetings. Two command meetings were held. The last one was held, I think, on Monday here.
Last Monday?
Yeah, last Monday.
Between your organization and who?
Between the organization, communities of Okoitoro, Makaraba, and I believe Omajino. Those are three communities.
Their leaders?
Their leaders, correct. I recall that part of the outcome of that meeting, I believe the communities will provide more details around that. But part of the outcome of that meeting was that there was a need for us to continue the discussions. We've not landed at any point in this case in terms of the solution, because our position still remains the same, which is that we acquired land. Based on our own records, we're not owing any community in terms of lease payments, and that's consistent with our practice. Across the swamp, across our operations, every inch of land where we're operating, there's none that is based on lease. And one for Makaraba is no exception. That has been our position. And our position has also been that, they should also, where they have any documentary evidence contrary to that, they will be very glad that they avail us that document so we can also look at it collectively. These are transactions that happened in the 70s. I'm sure most of us were not even in employment at that point in time. And so there's any record that they do have that suggests that portrays their case, they will make it available to us. I believe that, I think one of those offline engagements, one or two of them said, yes, they do have that record, and that it's actually the bank, and they're trying to get that across to us. So we await that, and while we continue the discussions. So our view here is, yes, we have started the discussions, and we're not concluded yet, and we hope to continue to engage the communities until such a time where everybody is aligned in terms of how to sunset this particular matter. Thank you very much, distinguished Senator.
Well, the leaders and the heads of the communities who had Chevron. So thereby our understanding, all of you are together here. It's very clear that he had meeting with the company had meeting with the three heads of the communities last Monday. That you are yet to conclude. How soon are you going to conclude? These are the issues we want. We don't want this to be in perpetuity. So that we have also agreed that whatever transpired now between the heads of the community must all be transparent to the small boys in the community. So that the community will not say our leaders are compromised, we are going to fight. We don't want that. Whatever you people agree, let the community carry everybody here seated along before you come with a resolution or agreement that both parties will sign. That will now be what we are going to rely to be the basis of our resolution to the Senate. Because now we cannot determine anything. Because those who said their father had a lease agreement, we can't see evidence of that agreement. Then the Chevron also said that they acquire acquisition. And I said that if it is only 20 pounds receipt that you have to acquire where you are operating in this Makaraba oil field, bring out 20 pounds receipt to know that in about 70s, 20 pounds in 70s is like maybe 200 million now. 20 pounds or 200 pounds there is very, very strong money. So, as a corporate legal entity, your mission in Nigeria is to come and, explore oil. I mean, that land where you operate, you must have a valid title to operate there. So if it is only 20 pounds or 30 pounds they pay that bring receipt, you say you are still searching for it. So if both of you cannot give me evidence, the best thing is sit down. What is very fundamental now is that Chevron is operating in your land. Is that also? Yes. That's so basic. It's clear. Now, Chevron is not ready to pack his load and leave. They must sit with the company and engage now and have a receipt that will now be in record, that will be documented for life. Even when the director is no longer in the employment of Chevron, even when the president director has gone to retire, if any daughter, maybe daughter of a captain, when captain is no longer in alive, you are still going to live for another 120 years, so don't worry. After that, if your son say, Mr. Chevron, when my father was alive, I was informed too there. I know it took your people to the Senate, and they never paid him cover. Now, I also want to claim, at that point, these people there will say, I paid your father 200 naira or 2000 in 2023, and document of this was perfected. This is the receipt. So, this is why we are saying, go back. And I'm asking you, I ask a question now. Chief Makaraba, when do you think that you can come back to the Senate? It should be as soon as practicable. And then the representative of Chevron should also tell them they give us 2 weeks. Let us agree and come back to the Senate. And whatever is agreed, all these people must sign. They must sign that we agree, so that you come back to us. So let us know when. It can never be looking for receipts in perpetuity. So let us go. You first of all confirm whether you have the receipt, and then you will now with ongoing negotiation or agreement reconciliation. You are likely to come back to say at a particular time. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Put on your mind, sir. Yeah.
Thank you.
Please tell us your name, sir. And the position you hold as the super chief of Makaraba Kingdom.
Yeah.
Abi?
Okay, community, sir. Once again, thank you,
distinguished chairman, senator. Actually, we came here the other day. You asked us to pay. 3 communities were here. I was the head of the 3 communities, and we agreed that we are going to reconcile. We've actually reconciled. First, we have to thank you for what you have done for us, because you asked our brother to come here, name before you here, and apologize to us. You gave the order, and my younger one obeyed. We thank you. That itself is a reconciliation you have done. So once again, we appreciate you. After saying that, the 3 communities have met. We've agreed. Called Chief Orode, who claimed that we don't know us at that time. He came, and we all sat together, and then we asked, okay, now that we reconciled, we'll give our power of Anthony. Chief Orode.
Who is Orode?
Stand up,
Now you now have the power of attorney. Yes, sir. Of the community.
Yes.
You the executive.
Yes.
So that you can now talk with Chevron.
Yes.
So Chevron is now talking to 3 communities in the one. This is that. Thank you, sir.
We even made it known to the Chevron community. We made it known to them that forthwith we appointed Chief Orode and his team to be working for us, his team to work for us. That even if they invite us for a meeting, we only attend because of past relationship. Otherwise, we want the team, or the team and Chevron to do.
Is it a team or him?
It's a team.
A team?
Yeah.
Comprising of how many people?
Comprising of lawyers.
Please furnish us the names of those lawyers, those who compose the composition of the team. Please forward it to the, and their phone number, forward it to the committee. Please, off your mic.
I will do that.
Okay, please, off your mic here. Off your mic. Go ahead, sir.
So we've done that. As he said, actually we were there on Monday. But they are still repeating the same thing that you put before us here. They are saying we should go and the documents, we should go and produce documents. Which taxing document they will not pay rent. Now we ask them. I personally even asked them in that meeting. That because each time Chevron comes to us, they will say we are partners in business. What we are doing, this oil, we do in the economy of this country, and we are all doing things together. I say yes. But if we are doing things together with the fear of God and in all righteousness, if we don't have those documents you have, and you have them, what stops you from giving it out, bringing it out so that we will see it? Till today, as we speak, even up in millisecond, they don't have documents to show to us, and they say they keep on fooling us. Brothers, partners in business. We don't say we want their business. I'm not part of their organization at all. They only came to work in our land. What you are doing in our land, give us what we need. That's all. We don't have anything with we don't have anything. Say we are partners there, we are directors, or we are even forklift operator. We are not there. Give us what we want. You said, if after all we do everything, you'll be speaking here now with all righteousness. How you reconcile us that day was like a joke. How can if they are dealing with us with all righteousness, they should produce the document with which they enter the place. Today they can't do it. I think what I'm thinking, Chevron wants us to go to court. And before we won't go to court, it will end here. And like you mentioned, you made a remark here that when Chevron finally agreed with us and we said, should we go to pass that settlement, whatever they would derive from it, to the younger ones, so that there's no problem. As we even come here now, at home in our communities, people are thinking we are here to take bribe, eat money and all that. So please, my distinguished chairman, please, we want this matter to be resolved there. Because by the time we go back home and say, well, Chevron don't want to pay you, I'm even afraid to say that, because I don't know what will come out, what it will. They have to say they don't want to pay. The outcome of that I won't know. So for now, we want this matter to be settled there. As of my name, I am Chief David Abuja. Then these are the people who are looking about it. So,
okay, let the fight. You say off your mic.
Off your mic. Then who wants to? Oh yeah, Oga, you can speak, please, briefly. Because we need to rule on this matter now so that we can go.
Distinguished
Off your mic.
senators and every other person here present.
Okay, introduce yourself, sir.
I am Ambassador of Monday Mefa.
Ambassador to Ethiopia?
Of UN.
To UN?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good.
We want to sincerely appreciate the uprightness, the sincerity of purpose, the commitment, and of course the zeal and passion displayed by this honorable committee on resolving this issue. Your legislation approach is quite commendable. We want to say that the story Chevron is giving to us here is unbelievable. And we'll give you the brief history. It's unbelievable. We left here on the 19th of January with your firm directive and instruction that Chevron should go home and cross the T's and dot the I's with the host communities. You even mentioned opening an account so that Chevron can pay in the compensation into that account, and I should report back to this house within 2 weeks. But unfortunately and unbelievably, Chevron wants home to sleep. We only came up as Makaraba, Okoitoro, and Martino committees to say, since Mohammed cannot go to the mountain, let mountain go to Mohammed. Out of that, we made up a letter, a joint letter requesting for a meeting. And that meeting, the letter was addressed to the general manager, PGPA in Lagos. That letter was written on the 16th of February 2023, and the tentative date we chose for that letter was, for that meeting, was scheduled for that meeting, was on the 16th, about 3 days interval. But we did not hear any story from Chevron. No call whatsoever from Chevron. No letter, they did not even respond, they did not even respond to this letter. Not to talk of making call to us. The only thing they did was that when Senate invited to become G3, we must confess to you, Honorable Civil Chairman, that anytime they get any summon, they get G3. They get scared. The last call, the last summon you gave to us, including them, that was when they decided to use an SMS to invite us for a meeting against on the 6th of March in their area of Kiswori, while they have the operational headquarters in Lagos. In that meeting, they told us that if we have anything, like my chairman earlier presented, if we have anything to tell them, we should tell them that we are here to discuss about land issue and all that. He yes, if you have any document, they should present, they want to see it. We told them in that meeting that we don't have any document. Sorry to say that please, if you have anything to prove to us that how you acquired that place, then you show the document to us. But they say they don't have document. Okay, we too, we don't have document. And on that note, we now told them that, please, gentlemen, we have even exceeded the issue of lack of receipt or whatever, but that we can no longer discuss any issue concerning this matter, as we have already given a power of attorney, not a mere power of attorney, but an irrevocable power of attorney to our consultants and our valuers to discuss on this matter on behalf of the three major host committees in Makaraba. That was how we ended that meeting. Then on the 30th of March, Senate now directed that we must report to this house, because I know the 9th Senate is a committed Senate and they want this matter addressed before the resumption of the 10th Senate. And it was based on that premise, they now invited us again on the 30th. 30th, I think, was on Friday or on Thursday. The letter came out. We got the summon and we said, okay, we'll start getting prepared. Believe me, on Sunday evening, Chevron came up with the same SMS, text message, inviting chiefs, community leaders, opinion leaders, leaders of thought, people who have held various community positions.
With SMS?
Yeah, with ordinary SMS. My distinguished chairman, is quite appalling, very extremely demoralizing, very discouraging. That an establishment, I will emphatically mention it, that a Chevron, and IOC for that matter, that has exploited oil for the past 45 years in Makaraba fields, could not even honor, would not even give the host committee they are operating with at least an email. Let's say, let's manage email, but SMS on a Sunday to appear on a Monday afternoon for a meeting. It's quite appalling. That's to tell you the level of disrespect Chevron has for these host communities. We are suffering their loss. And that is why we want to equally say that for these reasons, if not that, Senate has given us someone on the 30th, they wouldn't have even called that meeting for on Monday, which was the day before yesterday. And we made the same presentation that we don't have document. But we know that Senate will make us see the light of day. So what we are presenting, sir, is that Chevron lukewarm attitude. They are pathetic. We are all tired of it. If we go back, they'll go back and say it's all tomorrow and next tomorrow. They are even looking for people within us to see how they can divide us. But I remember vigilantly the distinguished chairman mentioned categorically of compromise, as some of us were not capable because of our position we have held up to this day. We were not capable. It was like a warning to us from this distinguished committee, to us that we should wake up from our slumbers and we are woken up. Chevron is joking with us. They are not ready for us. And so, sir, we want to plead with you sincerely, with all seriousness, sir, to kindly intervene, give us the necessary unflinching support, cooperation, and assistance to enable us drive this matter and this issue to its logical conclusion. Because from all indication, it's very obvious and very clear that Chevron occupied our land fraudulently or illegally. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I think we had enough. Thank you. The man sitting is from Delta State, from the place. The man representing the white men here. My appeal, because we continue in this divide and rule or delay tactics, you can't help Director, please go back to your boss. You can't force these people to bring documents. Because, listen to me, the document before the Senate, they sue an affidavit that Makaraba, that his late sister Who had that particular document? That when the house got burned, they make an affidavit to that effect. And that was made clear in the first suit. If your company, I know you are not born when Gulf Oil acquired this land from Makaraba, if it's acquisition, I've asked you, provide here we cannot do any business without a document. Your own side cannot provide documents. In fact, you are the organization that should keep documents. Because if one manager goes, another manager resumes. They do handing over. It is organization, Mr. Director, that should provide documents if you say you actually acquire. When you cannot produce the document, let us not be penny wise and pass foolish. Lease agreement, they say they had, but it's lost. They make affidavit. The organization has never made affidavit that you lost your cost of acquisition. You are only doing delay taxes. It's not in the best interest of Nigeria for you people to continue to delay. Two fundamental facts that you should report back to your director, who is either Egyptian or whatever, where they come from. You are in Nigeria. They will go back to their country, you will go back to Delta one day. That we have a director who is a son of the land, is the one that stopped the rights of the community. Don't think that your son will not come and protest governorship there one day. You can't really tell how your son that you are born in Lagos, they will come to that Delta and say, well, I want to be House of Rep member. These are the people who will say yes, his father has done well, or he has done otherwise. Tell the white man that come. Two fundamental issues, very clear to the Senate. We know you are still operating Makaraba oil on Makaraba land. That one is certain. Two, you are not prepared to carry your load and say, I am not interested in operating this land again. Making two. But you have failed to provide that you acquire this land from the forefathers of this people. You can't do it as a company body. They too, they make that the Makaraba, you see, it's even bearing Makaraba oil, I mean, oil field. These Makaraba people are here today. They say their forefather had agreement 43 or 45 years ago that you will pay some rent. But they say that agreement is lost. Because they are the affidavit in the court of public proceedings. They have that before they send it. So I want to appeal to you, representative of Chevron, advise your people to agree with these people and agree on how to, on peaceful coexistence. I know the legal department will always be advising Oyibo, go to court. Go to court. That's why they make their own money. The lawyers make their money from that. They can't make money from settling this people. That's why they, but nemesis comes slowly but surely. Let us look at ourselves. Am I doing the right thing for my people or not? I will advise. We can't be penny wise and powerful. Nigeria is broke. We don't have money. And that's why we in the Senate say that we are appealing to you. Don't allow these people to get out of one and get unhappy. And they start breaking that pipes that will use billions of dollars to construct. Don't put them to the wall, no. Because the way you people are going, you can't want to put them to the wall and say that go and bring receipt. They told you they don't have receipt. And you say you acquire, bring receipt, you didn't bring. So if you don't want peace, we in the Senate we want peace for those assets not to be tampered with. I want to beg you, go back in the next 2 weeks, sir. Let us have a position paper in the Senate. Yeah. What is it?
Sir, can we appeal to this?
Appeal to me?
Yes. Sir.
To do what?
You just given into somebody. Distinguished chairman, distinguished senators, apologies. We're very appreciative of all you've done today, bringing this matter to the level where even the deaf and the dumb will understand the direction you are putting us on. But sir, bearing in mind the fact that so much time have been lost, we know, we feel that these people are playing for time. Patients are running out in the various communities. Now, it will be very difficult for these people representing the communities here today to go back to say that we have been given another 2 weeks. So we want to appeal to you, sir. We understand how busy this distinguished Senate is, but please, sir, bearing in mind the special circumstances, and especially too, the fact that we are beginning to sense that the persons who are occupying that land are trespassers. I'm sorry to say, sir, because if, as of today, you are in a community, you cannot provide reason to be in that community, then the only technical interpretation is that you are indeed a trespasser. So you have no right to be there, pack your load and go. And if you cannot leave, you want to come back to the community to talk to us, we can look at the period you have stayed in the community, review what is due by way of rent to the community, agree whatever the sums may be, and the duration if they are unable to pay as at when due. So we can begin to move forward. But from what we have seen today and heard, it is clear that they do not want to move forward. And sir, giving them 2 weeks is adding, what do you call it, to their shoulders. So please, sir, on behalf of the 3 communities, sir, can you kindly, if you can, 7 days adjournment would be wonderful, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Well, thank you very much. We don't have time to. We don't have time to. Like I said, the man city is an indigene of the soil. So you should remember his own source. Assuming they can give me, provide that I acquired this land for 20,000 or 20 naira or $20 or 20 pounds in 1902, I will say time value of money title have been conferred on them. But today they cannot provide any evidence. In this Senate, we deal with evidence. So reconciliation, dispute resolution is the best. Where the defender cannot provide evidence, and then the plaintiff cannot even provide evidence, the best thing is to resolve. The fact, sir, we don't have time. If your people, you cannot convince your people to come into touch with these people, it's not the best. It's not the best for Nigeria. It's not the best. Because anything that happened thereafter, well, you don't care, because it's not your property they are going to destroy. It's property of this country, of which you are representing. That's why we are begging your company to come into touch with these people and come with a resolution that is that will be embraced by the people. Be their friends. How much? People are starting away every day in that place. Life of one person cannot even bring, life of one person is more than $2 billion. Life, loss of one life is more than $2 billion. I think these delayed things should stop. The Senate is directing that within 7 days, come back to us. We are going for Easter holiday now. We'll be coming back on the 25th. Yeah, we are coming back on the 25th. The 26th, successfully report progress back. If you fail to report progress back, we will go and make our own resolution. Since you people fail, then we will put into paper what these people claim that is their right. We put it that you should pay them. If you don't pay them, you go to court. Then the second fight is not the best. Please, let us go and reconcile, Mr. Director. That's my plea. We are appealing to your people because we don't want them to destroy the pipeline of this Nigeria. We don't want. Because the money you will spend to what we lose production. That production will have a negative effect on the IGR of federal government. Then the expenses again to reconcile it back. When you discover, they will destroy again. So there will not be peace. They will allow you to do. I told you that time when we said, I said, owning a land in Lagos, owning a CFO, does not confine you to build a house. I had experience when I built my first house in Lagos. Omonile, because they're Omonile, with your CFO signed by the state government. If you don't settle Omonile, when all the saving you make for 1 month, you want to put blood there, they will allow you to do it in the afternoon. Even when you put soldier there, they will allow you to use soldier. Let the soldier sleep there. In the midnight, by 12, they will destroy all what you have. You start all over again. And you won't see anybody to arrest. That's Omonile in Lagos. See how food dogs offer you to build a beautiful house in Lagos. When you settle government, just go and see the Baba and Omonile. Okay, I want to set a 100 block. This is your own. So that my 100 block can last until I finish building. This is the whether your people have ready, you always send you to Nigeria to win this people court. You cannot go and be sleeping in the pipeline. No. We are begging you, begging the Chevron, the managing director of Chevron, the whole Senate of Federal Republic of Nigeria is calling on you to look at the plea of Makaraba community to resolve with them and have a common ground to operate peacefully in that land. Therefore, this is a rule that you should reconcile with them and come back in 7 days. And so. Please, you can go. Now, yes, are they here? Every take your seat. That's your observation now. No. They are not the of duty man. Please sit down. They are not the of duty man associate. Against Mrs. Stella Okotita. Unfortunately, this particular petition has circulated towards some countries of Nigeria. The Senate received a letter from the DIG in respect of this petition. This petition has been sent to various arms of government. And we are also aware that this, maybe you or maybe your firm or some other have sued this woman, the executive director, personally, and the case is before the court of competent jurisdiction. We decided to make the position of the Senate known today. It's a very clear position. The petition was laid on 14 December. Fortunately or unfortunately, the woman in question, who is alleged of this falsification of record here and there, is outside the country today for a medical care. He has pleaded for us to allow her to come back on 38th to come and face this committee. But before then, sir, you see, I as the chairman, when it comes to this type of nature of a petition, we have seen the federal government, we have seen the CBN directives on appointment. But let me make the following things clear to you so that you know when to prepare. That's one question that we ask. I want to make you to prepare before the woman will be personally available. One, the appointment we are talking in question is what? It's a political appointment. It's a political appointment. You are addressing this petition to the Senate cannot solve the problem. Your petition is against Mr. President of the nation. Your petition is against Mr. President Muhammad Buhari. When the president makes a political appointment, there's an exception to general legal principles. Nixon Bank is not a deposit money bank. It's not a deposit money bank. I'm a chartered banker, I'm a chartered accountant, I'm also a chartered tax practitioner. Attention of this man, don't divert it from me. Please, I'm giving solution to this problem, how they can address it right. You are still bringing the woman to the Senate. What I want to tell you, the appointment of that woman is political. And for political consideration, Mr. President gives appointment to people of political consideration. Two, the board or MD, the board or the managing team of that particular bank cannot obey Senate resolution to sack that woman. Nobody can use Senate resolution to sack the appointee of Mr. President. Because the best you can get here is a resolution. The 7th Senate or the 8th Senate did a resolution that this appointment of this woman should be relieved. Either for not meeting the requirement of appointment of ED in any bank. But banks are different. There are deposit money bank, there are development banks. I'm a chartered banker. That's why I vary from the decision of 8th Senate. Because even if we go ahead and hear this thing and we say we resolve that they should sack that woman, resolution of National Assembly cannot sack the appointee of Mr. President. It's only an advisory capacity. Remember, when Mr. President says we want somebody to be the EFCC chairman, and the EFCC chairman Senate did not approve him, he said continue to operate until I find somebody to replace you. Who carry out Senate resolution at that time? Now, sir, Nixon Bank is a development bank. Are you getting my point now? That's why it differs from deposit money bank. The circular of CBN can be 100% applied to deposit money bank, where the money depositors' money are saved. So, but if you want this money, your petition should be there to Mr. President to remove her. I will tell you that from my investigation. Listen to me, please. Listen to me. The whole world is hearing me now. They are hearing me. That bank, when President Buhari appointed the management team, they were going under. Today, the management have worked together to elevate the bank to a greater heights. And this one you're talking about is part of the management team. They never found him wanting. So you want to succeed in your petition. to remove this woman, directed to Mr. President of Abuja to remove her. There are more than 3 or 4 audits. They are auditing that bank every year. Each time, the auditors, meaning that come, this one did not meet minimum requirement of about 10 years. They send the report to the next year to Mr. President. They put it aside because that appointment is political. There are about 4 executive directors of another development bank. Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, go and do investigation. They didn't have even banking experience at all. They worked there for years, they renewed their appointment, but most of them are retired now. They never have single banking experience. So implication therefore is that there is a exception to the general government when the appointment is made by Mr. President of the nation. It's a political appointment. You can even appoint a school certificate holder to be in a board when they say MSC should be board member. If Mr. President consider that this is a youth leader that made it to be, want to consider that zone, you will appoint that person to go and be director there. It's appointment with Mr. President. It is only the SDF secretary to the government that will now go and get approval that should we remove this one? If they leave him there, leave her there, nothing happens. What I'm saying in fact is this. This Senate, we don't work in vain. We want things that can fly. That's why I'm advising before Nigeria now. That appointment was due by Mr. President. Even we get resolution today, the MD, the management there, they don't have power to remove Mrs. Okotete. What's the name? Okotete. They don't have power. Except Mr. President approves. Then the issue of falsification records. For me, we are get. These are just blackmail of chief order, of highest order. That how can somebody falsify his records so that President of Nigeria can appoint him as a XYZ in a particular agency? So I am advising you. We are going to ask the woman to come. We are going to verify his credentials. When we verify his credentials, that he falsify his record to be appointed, we call for a CV that he submitted. When we look at it, we write our report to the Senate. That is only Mr. President who can remove this woman because he is the appointee of Mr. President. That is a brief to you. But this, we are not going to take up from you today. I'm only briefing you. That come. Someone will come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, you can allow us to just have to give us a response so that we can answer. Because the way you will be, all what you said, Mr. Chairman, it shows that you are already defending this woman.
No!
She's not yet. No, Mr. Chairman, let me please, Mr. Chairman, with what you have said now, it shows that there's a likely bias. Because the woman is not here, you are saying all this. Are you saying that what the Senate did, your previous, the senator, what they did, aside this, they didn't work well. They didn't work well. No, we are also saying because it is as if
this is not why we are here.
We invited you to come here.
Yes.
We invited you to come here.
Listen to me. Because already you've been defending the woman.
No,
the matter is in court and you are saying all this.
We are upset.
You can abuse me.
No, we are not abusing you, sir. We are not abusing you, sir. We just want to register our opinion.
Listen, even my clerk says come. We can't hear this matter. He says, no, I must tell you. I'm on private, listen, I'm on private for Nigerians. I'm on private for Nigerians.
I have only told you why the implementation of the recommendation of the state senate was not carried. And I'm only who need to go Nigeria. The appointee of Mr. President can only be removed by Mr. President himself. And should be there as effort in street. I try to hear this matter before Nigeria. That's okay. Why are we not just adopting the position of the 7th Senate or the 8th Senate? I say I differ. Because there are some things I found out. And that's why I'm making it clear. I didn't make it behind closed doors before Nigerians. So but let's wait. Now we'll be able to ask. The woman is not here now. If you people have sued her on this matter, we don't need to entertain anybody. But we have not been able to establish that that's why the woman is not around. He has pleaded for, he's coming back by the end of this month. He's on medical something abroad. I'm only planning because I tell my want to close. It is my, there's one other thing we listed. I eventually say we should list it so that we can distinguish before the decision of this Senate and the former Senate. I get my point. So what I'm saying in fact is this. It is not this place to send this petition to you. Say it to you everywhere. Already. I just decided that we should hear it before Nigerians. And that is why. So let us hold on till when the person will be around. When it's around, well, the allegations will take whatever you say your own, we say our own. And then we rule. If we cannot, if she shows us evidence that you have suffered a court paper, we dismiss and then go back to court. That's why I cannot do that one now. Are you getting my point, sir? That's why I cannot do it now. But let's wait for her to come. If this matter is before court, I don't need to advocate on it. But I'm only saying the reason why the Senate resolution was not carried. And I maintain it. It may differ. But ordinarily, why has this resolution of the Senate been not carried out? That's why. And I investigated. They sent this copy to the RTF, they will implement it. The MD took have no capacity to implement it. That's what I'm explaining to Nigerians. If you say we are too good though, we are explaining why it is not so. That's what I say. I'm not taking side with anybody. If, assuming, I don't even know the woman. But he sent a text message to me yesterday and I informed my clerk that is our medical abroad. And I called the MD. The MD said he's on study leave for a medical trip abroad and he will come by the end of the month. That's all. Yeah.
If you said in when you were talking to us, you've already said the Nezim Bank is an international bank. You said Nezim Bank is a Nezim Bank.
It's not international bank. Who said so? Said that.
You said it's a different.
I said it's a development bank.
Development bank. Maybe you had.
Development bank. That is not the money.
Dropping.
That was money bank.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I said it.
Distinguished chairman, like you said, you are an accountant.
I'm a chartered accountant.
A chartered accountant. And a developed bank. If a developed bank, there's a circular from CBN that this should be done. We don't even need to come in. Do we need to go to court when we have the Senate that's supposed to monitor what is wrong in this country? We just did a matter here now, and you are talking about impunity and what is going on in Chevron. But when it comes to this matter, now when it comes to the general matter, is that the what is it? Sir, I'm no longer interested in this. We are here out of respect that you invited us. But now with what we've had from you, it shows that you can't give us fair hearing. There's not, because you are even citing mortgage bank. Our president can just appoint anybody, anyhow, anybody.
I am saying without any equivocation.
We are also saying that we didn't have any interest in this sitting anymore. The matter is in court. We've heard what we want to have from you. Already, you are biased, sir. Mr. Chairman.
The question is that if you have a paper that you are in court, bring it now. We dismiss this case. Go to the court.
Well, we don't. You've already taken it.
Listen to me. We will still do our own ritual.
I came all the way from
We will invite you when the woman is gone. We will invite you. If you don't come, that was your cup of tea.
And the whole Senate can dismiss us without even fair hearing. It's a disappointment.
If you have a disappointment, the case is enough. What the case we call, we don't have anything to do with it.
And the Senate can solve fair hearing. That shows responsibility. Yet,